is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Morning, gang. It's a Monday morning, Monday the 24th of August 2020. Good morning to you and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom... Oh, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Morning to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire, boys and girls. I have to say there is a slight... Very, very slight. There is a slight chill in the air today. Yes, indeed. I've just been out to put my bin out, dear. It's bin day on Monday, and there's a slight, very, very slight, not like frost, very, very slight. I got chills multiplying, but I'm losing control. That one, yes. There's a chill in the air, but worse is to come, boys and girls, according to the super soaraway, slightly left wing Daily Mirror yesterday. Gusts today. There's a warning. Hang on, where's my warning thing? Warning. There's a weather warning in place. Gusts of up to 60 mile an hour are expected in England and Wales tomorrow. You see how I'm giving you warning now? Yeah? You're getting some warning here. You'll be able to do something about it. You must immediately today go to your local DIY place immediately and start purchasing pieces of wood to board up your windows. We can't have anyone breaking in, darling. No, we don't want anyone breaking into your homes, dear. No people coming across the channel or anything like that. Gusts of up to 60 mile an hour are expected in England and Wales on Tuesday and Wednesday. High temperatures are expected to be between only 16 and 21 degrees centigrade, which is approximately 135 degrees Fahrenheit. The Environmental Agency has also warned of more floods. There you go. You need wooden boards and buckets. Because on Thursday morning, when they've all gone, you're going to be like this with your bucket. Out the window. Like that, darling. I blame the Europeans. This won't happen when we've left Europe, dear. I blame... They're sending them over. They're sending over floods. Oh, but we won't be able to have our money from you. No, you won't. Oh, well, let's send them over some floods. Old Macron is sitting there in his little office pushing buttons to send even more and more clouds over to us. It's not on, dear. Boris ain't having none of that, don't you worry. When he comes back from his holiday in Scotland, he will do something about it. That's why he's gone to Scotland. He wants to see what it's like when a lot of rain is sent over from France, because they have it there permanently. It's always raining in Scotland. Gusts of up to 60 mile an hour are expected in England and Wales on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Meteo Group... Are they the people that do the BBC weather now? I think they are. The Meteor Group said the storm had... who is that? Who's the lad on the BBC weather who hasn't cut his hair for Thomas? What is he doing with his look, dear? The hair, the beard. Come on, Thomas. Tidy yourself up, man. You're on the BBC, not some small YouTube channel, dear, like I am. Look at the effort I've made. Everything is matching. Look at this. And you're wondering why this is on? There's a reason for this today. I shall come to it in a moment or two. Meteor Group said the storm had potential to be named. Now, they only name storms if they're going to be bad. All right? A little bit of rain. You might get a little bit of rain today. All right? It won't have a name. Sad, really, isn't it? It's not big enough to have a rain. It's just rain. It's not like Storm Denise or Storm Mandy Davenport. You don't ever want to be experiencing a Storm Mandy Davenport. That could be really nasty. She don't take no crap, my darling. There's an awful lot of lightning and thunder going on when Mandy Davenport's around. Don't muck around. She'll have ya. Have you ever heard me say a bad word to Mandy? No. And you know why, don't you? Yes. She must be respected at all times. There's no Mandy storm out there. There's nothing today. When you see rain, just to advise you, don't start picking up your phone to your mates, trying to be all clever like some of you are in the chat box often, knowing everything about everything. Oh, hello. Yeah, it looks like we've got a storm Chris outside. No, it isn't. It's just rain. It's just rain. It's got to be really bad to have a name. Meteor Group said the storm had potential to be named, so it could be very bad, and warned of gusts over 60 mile an hour with more parts hit by severe winds during Storm Ellen. Was that named after Ellen DeGeneres, who everyone's laying into at the moment? They say that she's rude to work with, and she's not very nice to work with. Well, my answer, don't work there then. Go and get a job in McDonald's if you're happy off down there. Always people moaning. Oh, we work for Ellen. She doesn't treat us very well. We'll go somewhere else then. Stop moaning. Just go. High temperatures are expected between only 16 and 21 degrees this week coming, gang. It's more likely on the 16 side of it at this present moment in time. And they're also forecast frost on bank holiday weekend, mainly in the north. Frost in the north at the weekend. Can you believe it? Perhaps that'll stop all those tramps going onto the beach and leaving all their blooming rubbish everywhere for people to clear up. Dirty, disgusting people. Oh, let's just have a pizza. Let's just go and get a pizza. Can you go over there and get the chips? Yeah, back they come. With their, I mean, it has to be said, the chip shops themselves are partly to blame, giving out little polystyrene blooming boxes all the time. Put them in paper. At least that would disintegrate somewhere. Perhaps they could use that. They're the sort of people that would use that chip paper to wipe their bums when they want to go to the toilet later. That's those sorts of people, dear. We don't want those sort of people watching this programme. Thank you very much. You know, the benefit scroungers. Don't want to work. Let's go and fill in another form. Thank you very much. £120. Peak wind gust speeds similar to Ellen are a risk, it says here. The low... and then it goes on about all the weather, dear. Low pressure systems and all that. Do I look like I'm intelligent enough to understand things like that? No, I'm not. So lots of wind on its way, boys and girls, okay? Order your wind turbines immediately for free electricity on Tuesday and Wednesday this week here in the UK. All right? But it's not too bad. It's not really that bad. We're not quite going from summer to autumn in a day, which is what happened last year. Do you remember that? My God, I'll never forget that. 1 minute, like, you went to bed and it was like summer, nice and not too bad. You had your window open at night and all that. The next day, it like dropped like a stone. And it was autumn immediately. Wind and floods and rain. This is what's going to happen tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. Yes. We're just about starting to see the back of this summer where we've been stuck inside our homes forever, haven't we, eh? Never mind. Don't see any end to that happening soon. But we'll see what happens. I'm very pleased to know you'll notice that a little blemish this morning, boys and girls. I have tried to remove it, right? Now, I just want to point out, it's not a piece of jam or something like that. Those of you that don't play the bingo won't know this. But yesterday, I was attacked, boys and girls. I was viciously attacked by my safety razor. And I made the mistake of having a shave like 5 minutes before the show was due on last night at 8 o'clock for our bingo night. Okay? And I had a shave and blood was gushing out. I've had to have the walls cleaned. I've had to have professional cleaners in overnight to cleanse the walls from all my virus-infected blood that's shooting all over the wall in front of me. It's terrible. Terrible. But, like Mummy's brave little soldier and like a professional, like a broadcast professional, a bit like Tom Edwards, my friend Tom Edwards, you know, my dear, dear friend Linda Gray from Dallas, my new friend Jan Leeming from BBC News. I don't like to name drop. Even John Springate. Yes, and Nicky French. I know them all, dear. I know them all. Personal friends. They're ringing me all the time for advice, you know. Usually, not musical advice, but usually something like, you know, like a recipe or something like that they're trying out that they've seen me do. Yeah, all my friends, dear. All my friends, my love. And just like a professional, I carried on with the show. I could have died here, but do you know what? The people that play in the bingo, they wouldn't have worried about that at all. If I was sitting here, drawing my last breath, they would be screaming at me, "Can we have the next number, please?" Or if you're Jerry Millen, oh, it's 8:15. Quickly, you're late. Why haven't you started yet? I don't know why I sit here and bother half the time. I really don't. I don't know why I sit here and bother and put up with the crap that some people send through. This morning it's not bothering me because I'm not looking at the chat box yet. That may change when I look at it a little bit later on into the show. So good morning, and a big good morning to our silent viewers as well. The people that sit there quietly on the side, just observing what's going on. Possibly making notes so that they can send them into a local hospital in the hope of them, the men in white coats coming to take me away and putting me into a head hospital. A head hospital, something like that. Yesterday I did some litter picking yesterday, boys and girls. Forest litter picking. You do find some odd things over there. I was quite pleased with yesterday's litter pick because on most part I would say 8/10 of the journey, okay, which turned into about 4.5 miles. 8/10 of the journey, I filled only not even half a bag of rubbish, which indicates to me that people are learning their lesson. Either that or scum doesn't go over there anymore because they're back at work and school. You know, rubbish doesn't appear to be getting dropped as much as it was. It was worse when the lockdown happened, because what happened, and I know exactly what happened, people that don't normally go over the forest started going over there with their crisps and their sandwich bags, and worse than that, cans. Tin cans everywhere. Now, funnily enough, I mentioned tin cans, and I was picking up a few yesterday, as usual. I'm not convinced that tin cans, I don't think they're as bad as plastic bottles, because don't tin cans kind of, not immediately, but kind of melt back into the earth, do they? So they rust away and then they become powder and then they just become part of the earth, don't they, tin cans? That being said, you know, it doesn't happen in a week. You know, I suppose it would take, well, a few years or something like that for them to go down. I was just thinking about that yesterday when I was picking them up. Anyway, for that first 8/10 of the route that I did yesterday, not even half a bag of rubbish, so I was pleased about that. Then I went on a different path, and there wasn't too much on the final path. What tends to happen is that I've noticed now there are certain areas where you get more than others. The main area where you get the most is where someone's put up like a tree swing. Someone's wrapped a rope around a branch sticking out like that and put a stick on them. Kids swing from it, you know, which is all right. I don't mind that. Trouble is they leave all their little sweet wrappers all over the place. That's one area. And another place is where everyone comes into the forest. You get a little amount of rubbish around there as well, you know. So I picked that up. And then the main route coming back out, you get a few more cans and bottles there. But not a great amount yesterday, really. And indeed, almost at the end of it, and I still hadn't really filled up half a bag. We're talking a carrier bag here, yeah? Like a normal co-op carrier bag. You can't go over there with a black sack because it'd just be awkward to carry. So literally, and I've run out of carrier bags. I'm going to have to I'll have to buy some carrier bags now from Lidl or Aldi or something like that, to go and continue my litter picking expeditions. And then I got near the end and I thought, what's that over there? And it's a letterbox. How strange is that? Not just the little thing that you've got on your door with the flap, an actual letterbox. Sometimes, certainly out in the country, out in Lincolnshire, where the caravan is, you see them at the front of people's houses. If they've got a bit of a drive or a bit of a large front garden, on a post at the front, you see them in America, on a post at the front, there will be an actual box, metal box, with a little slot there, you know, and a flap. That's what I found yesterday. How strange is that? Not in the middle of the forest, not far in from the main road. And it was heavy. It was like not cast iron, but it was very solid. And it had like a little key thing. Didn't have a key in it, obviously. A little key where you would lock the letterbox. Open it and you take your letters and things out like that. There was an actual one of those in the forest, and I picked that up, and it was quite heavy, but I put that in the bag, and then kind of the bag was full up at that point because that one item filled it up. I couldn't work out how on earth a letterbox had gone there, and I think it was my sister. I spoke to my sister on the phone, And she said probably someone's nicked that letterbox, run off somewhere, run across the road, although it's not that close to the houses, to be honest, run across the road and opened it there and then, seeing if there was anything inside. You know, I suppose letters with... I mean, I don't send money in letters, but some people do, I suppose. Perhaps someone looking for money in letterboxes or credit cards. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? You know, finding it. So I found this letterbox, put that in my bag, and then the handles were now sort of stretching a bit. And I thought, oh, I hope this doesn't break, and it didn't. Carried on down my road, and I started doing down my road, and I don't normally do down the main part of the road as you come down, because there's a couple of people down there you don't really want to talk to. Don't really want to talk to those sort of people. Anyway, so that was my forest letterbox yesterday. I watched another episode of The Fall, which is excellent. If you like policey, drama-y, detective-type programmes, that's on Netflix. There's 3 series of that altogether. I'm only on series 1, episode 4. There's a little bit of rudeness in there, you know, little bit of that. But apart that acceptable rudeness, it's not too bad, to be honest. It's not like... what is it, 40 Shades of Green or whatever it was called? Nothing like that. There's a little minor bit which may embarrass you if you're trying to sit there. You know how it is, watching telly with your children. Not a great experience to see something like that, is it really? But not too bad. You probably get away with that one. All right, so that's The Fall on Netflix. Watch that. Done the quiz yesterday, except for the music round, which I've yet to do. And then we had the bingo last night. Nice game of bingo. A couple of people didn't turn up for the prizes, but that's all right. They will have disappeared off the system now. And then after the bingo, I thought I'd do a little bit more of a walk. I'd already reached my 10th. I'd already done about 12,000 steps yesterday. My goal is 10,000 per day. And I thought, you know what, I'll go and post. I think I only posted one letter because the other prize, someone won one of these yesterday. We got our brand new United Kingdom Talk water bottles, complete with logo. It does say United Kingdom Talk. It's a bit, there you go. You can see it there, can't you? Our brand new orange water bottles, okay, which are one of the bingo prizes. If you want to buy one of those outright, 15 quid. Okay, that's the price of those. Or you might try and win one at the bingo, or one of these super chat raffles, which I'll do that maybe next week. I'll do a water bottle on there. Okay, so I couldn't post that, unfortunately. I've got to do that this afternoon or this morning after the show. I'll go down to the post office and just drop it off in the post office down there. But I thought I'll go and walk and I'll post Callum's letter, because Callum Steele won a key ring yesterday, so that just goes in an envelope, put it in the post box. So I went out for a walk last night. It was about 10 past 11, I think. Didn't see anyone at all. Got to the post box, posted the letter, and came back again. Yeah, and that increased my steps yesterday to just under 15,000 steps yesterday, which is about 6 miles. So I'm quite pleased about that. My goal is 10,000. So I reckon, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to Ronnie, my mate. I reckon I'm doing now about 35 miles a week walking. It's not bad, is it? Ladies, those of you that do housework and all that, probably extremely likely that you'll do more than me, I would imagine, taking children to nurseries and schools and things like that. But 35 mile a week, I think, is quite good there. Right, what have I got to show you today? What else? Oh, yes, this week's Super Chat raffle, okay? That's for the people that send tips. If you send us a £1 tip or a £1 Super Chat, each time you send me one, I'll give you a free raffle ticket. Okay, for each £1 you send, I'll give you a free raffle ticket. And the raffle for that is on Thursdays. This week's prize is one of our clocks down there. I've just had one more made for now. One of our United Kingdom Talk clocks. On the side it says UK Lockdown 2020. And on the left-hand side it says I'm a Chris Reardon winner. All right, so that's the prize for anyone sending Super Chats this week. Right, let's just pop onto the chat box and see what we got there this morning. Morning to Jason Hughes. Hello, lovely Diane Jebb. Morning. Hello to Daniel Woodhouse. Michael Bowman in Australia. Good morning, Michael. There's a lovely Mandy Davenport. Morning to you, Mandy. John Aitken is in the house. Morning to you. Denise Andrews, head of ducks on this channel. Quack, quack, quack. Morning, Denise. Young Denise. Morning, John Parrish has just popped in before they go out. Have a nice day today. John and Sherry are on their way out today. Good morning to Mr. Media Mate, Mari Lowe. Hello, lovely Mari. There's our Sherry DMP. I was just watching Sherry's video, actually, this morning. Because there's not an awful lot on the news, to be honest. And she was in... Was it? Oh, God. Houseworth somewhere. Can't remember what it was. I was very concerned you were about to go for a red light. I was watching you driving that car. Oh, it must have been John driving the car. You look like you were about to go for a red light, but I think you stopped over the line. I have taken note of that. Please drive more carefully. Did you go into Betty's Tea Room? I noticed you drove past this place called Betty's Tea Room. You need to go and have a cup of tea in there and make perhaps cakes and things like that. I've got an afternoon tea this Saturday. I'm very pleased to announce I'll be going to Coworth Park, which is in Ascot, for Adam's birthday celebrations, which he should have had months and months ago. But unfortunately, everything was closed, wasn't it? So we couldn't do it. So we're going out Saturday for afternoon tea at Coworth Park. Very much looking forward to that. And I hope Adam is as well, because it's his birthday present, all right? Let's just scroll down there. Good morning to Paul and Lou. Nice and early, Paul and Lou. Peter Paliwoda is here. Very good morning to you. Park Nest. Good morning, Park Nest. Shania managed another decade or two of the rosary last night. Morning to Shania. Hello to Gary Ross. Morning, Gary. I would imagine you get your hat today, Gary. I think it was you made the hat there, was it? Can't remember now. Let's have a look there. Scrap It Man, good morning. Gary Butler, there's my nephew, Scrap It Man, and his own channel there. I must say, I was just watching... I told you that, didn't I? John and Sherry's video, where they're at in, I think it's Hallsworth or something like that they were at. Something like that. Good morning to Heidi Young. Hello to you. John says it's not always raining in Scotland. I always got a lovely tan when I was growing up there. That was a long time ago, wasn't it, John? Can you think back that far, John? I'm surprised. You know, with your various brain dysfunctions, that you can remember that far back. Especially if you went to trade all those years. I can't remember half of what I'm doing. That's true, that is. Good morning to Mark Bowles, who's on a treadmill today. Oh, I should be there dabbing the sweat off your brow, Mark. You poor thing. Have you got the sound on in the gym? Are other people listening? Oh, how wonderful. I think we should put my show on all the TVs in the gyms. I think that would be an excellent idea. Don't you? All those fit men looking at me, desiring me, just like you do, Mark. And in front of your girlfriend, which is rather shocking, I must say. Good morning to Fun Things to Do with Tech, who says 2020 can do one and the weather can do one as well. Yes, it's all about to collapse now, isn't it, eh? It's all about to collapse, according to this. The wind is on the way. Morning to Mick Davenport there. Morning, Mick. Scrolling down there nice and quickly. Good morning to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed butterfly of magic is here to chat you into another Monday morning. Morning, darling. Hello to Mr. Christopher Woodhouse. Good morning, Chris. DJ Chris is in the house there. Thank you very much. John, Dark on Netflix. I don't know that one. German, but it's dubbed. Yeah, I'm not too bad with the dubbed things, to be honest. I never used to like them, but I've watched a couple of things. The best one was it The Level or something? You know, the one where they're going down, load of food on the table at level 1 and hardly any left at level 350. Can't remember what it was called now. That was very good. Spanish, it might have been Spanish. Very good morning to Foxy Lady. What a lovely name you've got there. Foxy Lady, I like that. Good morning to you. Is this the first time you're here, Foxy? It might well be. Whereabouts are you in the world? Welcome along to our little show there, my darling. Okay. Sherry says we couldn't find a place to park, so we didn't stop. I didn't think you were going to stop at the red light, to be honest, Sherry. I was very concerned. I know that you must have sped up the cars, but you were coming to that red light, and I thought, she's not slowing down. Has that husband of yours, had he had driving lessons, dear? Can I recommend an advanced driving course for his present at Christmas? Here, he'd be pleased with that, wouldn't he? He'd come across as one of those blokes, you know, oh, I don't need driving lessons. I've been driving for 30 years. I can drive perfectly all right. Comes across as one of those. Would he be like that a bit? Are you a backseat driver, Sherry? Are you a backseat driver? Watch out for the cat! Very, very worrying there. Very worrying. Okay. Righty-ho. What else have we got here? Now, let's start off with this story today. I don't ever want to get too serious on the show, you know that. But a lot of the papers carried this yesterday. They carried it on Sky News, but oddly enough, I didn't see it mentioned on the BBC News. Now, I may have missed it. Okay? And if I did, then, well, that's how it is. Because I didn't watch a whole news bulletin on the BBC yesterday. But a lot of the papers carried it. And Sky News had it on as a story, so to speak, not just a passing comment. You know, some of the news stories on there are like passing comments. Sadly, you know, any stabbings or anything like that now, they tend to be passing comments now. It's just so often in some of the cities, isn't it? Particularly London. But this was a story on there. And I'm very disappointed. And I talked to you about this morning because all over Twitter, they've got this defund the BBC thing. Now, this is some sort of group and they're together and they say we shouldn't pay license fees and all that. And I know many of you feel the same way. But this defund the BBC, if you type in hashtag defund the BBC on the Twitter, right, you'll find out all about them. But here's another reason that they want to defund the BBC, and I'm very disappointed about this, right? In The Sun and many of the other papers this morning, it says here, Rule Britannia and Land of Hope and Glory could be axed by the BBC at last night of the proms in the wake of the Black Lives Matter movement. The traditional anthems are usually belted out by flag-waving Brits at the Royal Albert Hall. We have our flag here, gang. We have our flag here. Be proud. The Union flag is here. This is the actual flag that me and my mate took to the Royal Albert Hall when we were very, very lucky to go and see last night at the proms a couple of years ago. It says the traditional anthems are usually belted out by flag-waving British people at the Royal Albert Hall, but the BBC is now considering scrapping the songs amid fears of a backlash because there are apparently links to colonialism and slavery. Well, I mean, did it happen? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. We did enslave loads of people. But the song is just a song. Why is it that people go in and, like, pick things apart all the time? So, Dalia Stasevska, 35, who is conducting the last night of the... She's a bit young, isn't she, to be conducting the whole orchestra. She's conducting the last night of the proms on September the 12th, is said to be among those hoping to modernise the event. Why do they want to change everything all the time? Rule Britannia is usually performed by about 80 members of the BBC Symphony Orchestra and a chorus of more than 100 singers. But due to social distancing guidelines, the orchestra will be cut by half, with only 18 singers expected to perform and no audience sing-along. There's going to be no audience there. How weird will that be? Last night of the proms with no audience. Weird, isn't it? It's understood that the rules this year could help phase out the anthems that we've been singing for years and years and years. The anthems which my father used to sit there in his chair in our living room when I was a little boy. These songs would come on and he would be crying his eyes out. The anthems, I'll never forget, last year me and my mate watched Last Night of the Proms on the telly. And even when they were singing, halfway through, he looked over at me. He said, "You know this is all over, don't you?" He said, "This is all over." And then I said, "I bet." And the BBC had started mucking around with all sorts of things. And I said, "I bet this is the next thing to go. You watch. Come this year." And then we had the whole various... It wasn't just one movement, actually. All these woke people all the time. come along and they're like, oh, we've got to change this, we've got to change that. And I said then, you watch. The next thing to go will be these songs, Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia at the last night of the proms. And here we are. I told you this last year. I told you this was on its way. Jan Younghusband, head of BBC Music TV Commissioning, confirmed the music content for the night is still being reviewed. She added, we have a lot of problems about how many instruments we can have. It's hard to know whether it's physically possible to do it. Oh, please. We'll change the instruments then. I've just played you a bloke, not me. I hasten to say not me, I'm not that good. A bloke just played the thing on the organ. Why can't we just have it on the organ then? You got a lovely organ at the Royal Albert Hall. Perhaps a couple of trumpets and a few strings thrown in. You don't have to have the whole thing going. Don't use that as an excuse, my dear. They're looking for an excuse. It says some of the traditional tunes, like Jerusalem, are easier to perform. We also don't know if we'll be in a worse situation in 2 weeks' time. Which is that's fair comment because this virus seems to be going up again, doesn't it? The 125th annual Last Night of the Proms concert is due to go ahead with one insider describing this year as the Black Lives Matter Proms. On and on and on they go about it, don't they? Live performances are being done by hosts of talented black composers and instrumentals. That's fine. Including a cellist from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding. You see, I just don't see the whole black and white thing. They're just people. They're just people. Why can't they just go and put... No, they have to make a big thing about it. And on it goes. Another one, Wasfi Carney, chief executive of Grange Park Opera in Surrey, has said she would welcome the removal of the anthems. Yeah, but we don't. What's the majority of the people? Do the majority of the people want these anthems removed? And it goes on. And she goes on about slavery links. Well, maybe there were slavery links then, but you can't rub out history. I did not make anyone become my slave. You can't keep going back to these people years ago that did it. Well, no one does it in this country anymore. We don't do that. We frown upon slavery in this country. Why do we want to keep going backwards all the time and changing? Because if you remove all these things, in 100 years, well, we won't be in 100 years' time anyway. The earth will have exploded by then. But if we were in here at 100 years' time, none of these things are around. So people will say, well, someone would say, oh, we had slavery then. Oh, did we? Yeah. Well, how do you know that? Oh, well, where's the proof? You've removed all the proof. You've taken away the songs, the statues, someone's rewritten the history books. Ridiculous. The Sun says the BBC is set to drop crowd favourites Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia from the last night of the proms in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, and on it goes. This is a left-wing political group. It's nothing to do with rights for black people or anything like that, or anyone else come to that. Sick of it. They think the perfect time to make the change is in the absence of a passionate audience. Here you go. They've seen their chance. Passionate audience who have cared deeply about these songs, symbols of our national pride for more than 100 years. The trouble is, there are too many at the Beeb who don't like patriotism or Britain. Take the black thing out of the equation. They just don't like these flags. Someone tried to get me sacked, from Central Station. This was the European thing. What was it now? No, there was a day last year where... Was it we left Europe? Yeah, we left Europe. We called it Independence Day. Lots of people called it Independence Day. So on this particular day, I had arranged Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia to play out. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So we just chose another song because it wasn't time to... And out I gave out little Union Jacks and we started waving them for Independence Day as 12 o'clock passed. Straight into the office went a letter. Your DJ should be sacked. It's disgusting. What? Flying our flag is disgusting. I'm sick to death of these people. I really am. And hopefully none of them watch this programme because we don't want them here. Sick of it. Let's see what you're saying about that then. Scrolling up now. Foxy Lady is from Twitch. Twitch from Oxfordshire. Very nice part of the country. Welcome to the show, young Foxy Lady. All right, welcome to the show. Morning to George Bond there. God save the Queen. God bless the United Kingdom. Morning to Adam the Plumber joining us today. Welcome to you, say. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Ba-ba-bum. There we go. Yes, Peter Paleoda, black people fought for us. Black people defend us now, as other coloured people do as well, Christo. Yes, they do. Now, Peter, you would be picked up from the word coloured. You would be, not by me, but by woke people, because they don't like that word anymore. They don't like that word. And it goes on and on. It goes on and on. Goes on and on. Anyway, there we are. That's right, Daniel. Yes, it should be all lives mattered. I say that as well. All lives matter. There you go. Porn and Lou says he's had enough of this. It's just going to get worse. Fly the English flag with pride, I say. Absolutely, yes. Yes, absolutely. You see, to me, it's nothing to do with colour. It's just a load of people marching through London all the time, creating trouble. Because I have many black friends who think the same as we do here about the flag, the songs, why are they changing that? Because they just want to change something. Probably started out as one of those silly little university focus groups, didn't it, eh? There you are. So there's your thoughts on that. Last night of the proms, defund the BBC. To me, that would be the reason to defund the BBC. When they start changing stuff like that. Stuff that we've had for hundreds of years, just for the sake of it, because someone's gone right into it and started picking it out. Oh, hang on a minute, what's that word there? Oh, that's a nasty word. Oh, no, we can't have that anymore. Sick of it. Sick to death of it. Sick of it. Right, some more stories. Aldi shopping. Who would like to go? Oh, we're going to do the raffle soon, gang. Someone's going to win a fridge magnet for your little, what is it called? For your little fridges. Look at that. There you go. Who's going to win that today? With the Union Jack on there, suitably. There you go, Union Jack on there. Union flag, rather. Aldi. Who goes to Aldi? Well, Aldi customers have said that keeping up with the supermarket checkout stuff should be an Olympic sport. That's true. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. But one mum revealed she doesn't give them a chance. It can be difficult to keep up with them, can't they? They're very, very good. Aldi staff are incredibly quick at all their stuff. It goes on to say, when you shop at Aldi, you can expect two things. Bargain buys and lightning fast checkout staff. Paying up at the end of your weekly shop becomes a personal challenge to try and bag the items as quickly as the cashier is scanning them. They should have some sort of gadget at the end there. You know what? So you've got the worktop there. Checkout desk there. They should have like a handle where you can put your, I don't know, some sort of gadget that you can put your bag there so you go whoosh, and it just drops straight in. They're so fast. Mandy's very fast. Mandy at Bracknell Aldi. She's very, very fast. She's another one. And there must be something about Mandy's that you should never row with a Mandy, because they will win. They will win. It says, paying up at the end of your weekly slot shop becomes a personal challenge to try and bag the items as quickly as the cashier is scanning them. And it's one that you're likely to lose. You will lose it. With a queue of keen spectators looking on, many shoppers crack under the pressure, but one mum has revealed she simply doesn't give them the chance. Aldi customers have previously shared hilarious hacks to slow down the checkout staff, including one who advised scrunching up the packaging around the barcode so it wouldn't scan the first time. Others said they preferred to work in teams, with one slowly handing the items over one at a time at the till while the other packs. But she says, it says in the Daily Mirror, sometimes if you don't ask, you don't get. And that's exactly what one mum said she does in a discussion on the Aldi Mums Facebook page. Yes, there is such a thing. You can ask them to slow down. I do, she says. They don't mind. And I've never had a rude checkout operator either. Well, you haven't been to Mandy then. You haven't been to Mandy at Bracknell Aldi. And it turns out plenty of others who have been doing the same. I always ask the checkout workers at my local Aldi to slow down a bit so I don't get overwhelmed. They've always said yes, and it's always very pleasant, never had a problem. But for others, the sheer panic of racing to pack was all part of the Aldi experience. One argued, keeping up with the Aldi checkout workers is a game for me. It should be an Olympic sport. Do you manage? I know lots of you, including myself, go to Aldi for our main shop now. I go to Aldi and Lidl. Aldi and Lidl, that's where I do most of my shopping. It's just so cheap. I mean, it really is. And it is a challenge. It really is. You've got your bags ready and the stuff comes flying through, doesn't it, eh? Someone else added to the messages on the story. Sometimes they go slow for me, then at other times it's like a tornado. I can't get the shopping fast enough in the trolley. When Aldi was asked why their cashiers scan items so quickly, we were told staff members are encouraged to be as efficient as possible, which helps keeps the prices low. Bosses also claimed their checkouts are 40% speedier than rivals, but said that checkout assistants were also trained to alter the rate they scan to match the pace of the shopper. So, I mean, there we are. That's the Aldi. The Aldi. How do you get on with Aldi? Do you manage to keep up there? Oh dear. Foxy Lady on the subject of the BBC. The BBC are getting very political now. I don't watch it much. I still have to pay the TV licence. Yes, I think, I'll be honest with you, if they did something like that, I would be, and it was possible to not pay the TV licence, I would not pay it. If they took that off, that would be my excuse. I like Holby, I like Casualty, but if they did that, I'm gone. I'm gone. I just think it's so wrong. Adam the Plumber, with Aldi, I just put my supermarket trolley at the end and sweep the items in there and then use the packing table adjacent to the checkout to back my stuff, which is what it's for. So many people don't use it, do they? That's what that old shelf is for. Mind you, get some nasty children's bums that have been sitting on that, don't you? Possibly some of them have wet themselves before they place. It's not that strong, is it? I don't think I should sit on one of those shelves, could I? Terrible. Mick Davenport says the BBC are a joke. Everyone should stop paying their TV licences. Mr. Media Mate, even some radio stations have stopped playing certain songs now so as not to offend people. Well, I mean, everyone gets offended, don't they? Everyone gets offended by something. Fun things to do with tech. On the BBC story we did, all I'm going to say on the subject is the past is the past. You cannot rewrite the past and should leave the past. What's it say? And what went on in the past can stay there. Absolutely. You can't rewrite it. This is what they're trying to do. Rewrite the past so that none of it happened. Load of old crap, all of it. Sick of it. In actual fact, you don't see much of this. It tends to be the cities that are the problem. And it is a problem. It is a problem. Mari, discussing the BBC are even thinking of stopping patriotism. Well, they've been doing it for ages. You only had to watch that whole Brexit, anti-Brexit thing on the BBC. That was very one way, wasn't it? Do you not think so? Do you not think so? Park Nests has the bags ready and just puts the stuff straight into the bags, cuts out the packing area. Although it can be, if you've got to change bags halfway through, if you've got a lot of shopping, you know, it can take a little while to do that, can't it, you know? Right, what else have we got here? Woman divides opinion. It's another one in the Daily Mirror today. She's been chatted up by the doctor. Now, we had a similar story of this last week, didn't we? Like with, was it an Amazon delivery man? Or the week before, a couple of weeks ago, you know, fancied the girl that he delivered a thing to. And of course, he had her phone number, which she'd printed on a delivery thing. So he sent her some sort of little message saying, "Hope you don't mind me asking, are you single?" Well, then she writes to Amazon saying, that someone had used her phone number to try and chat her up, and they sacked him for that. I do wonder how anyone is supposed to get with anyone else. If everyone is blooming offended simply by being chatted up, why don't you just say, "No, I don't fancy you"? Is it that difficult? Or does that create anxiety in your sad little snowflake mind? Oh, it just drives me mad. Saying to my mate the other day, is it, when older people, and they die, as we all do at some point. Is it that they die when they've decided it's just no point in carrying on anymore? When they see everything going on around them, I think, what is the point of being in anymore? And they just kind of will themselves to die, I think, sometimes. You see all this, you see where I'm coming from here. Anyway, in the Daily Mirror, a woman who exposed a medical professional's pickup line has been slammed. Good. An anonymous woman received a message on Instagram from a man who conducted her blood test at the hospital a few days before. It read, "Hi, here's the message. Hi, this might seem a bit odd, but I done your blood test the other day at hospital and I thought you were good looking and seemed nice, so here I am shooting my shot." That's it. It's all right. I'd see someone fancies me. Shocked by the unexpected message, she took to Twitter to say, "Hello HR, is that you?" But she probably didn't receive the response she'd expected, as users accused her of putting the man's job at risk. Despite the fact that the doctor had gone against patient confidentiality rules, many Twitter's users thought she overreacted. Since the post being tweeted, you don't even have to answer it. You could just ignore it, couldn't you? Or just block the person. You don't even have to answer it if you don't want to. Since being posted, one person said, "I don't think it's right, but I also don't think it's worth him getting sacked over." He got sacked. "You need to put him straight and say you could report him for it, and he needs to think about how much he values his job. Guy needs a reality check, not a complete destruction of his future." Fair enough. Someone else commented on it. "I do not see an issue here. He was polite, not rude in any way. Just reply and tell him you're not interested." How difficult is that? I presume it would have been okay if it was an attractive man. See? People are just horrible. They just see the bad side of people all the time. Another added, "Hopefully a competent HR person will not sack him, but make sure that he understands how wrong this is and monitor things so it doesn't happen again." Fair comment. I don't know. It just seems that people are looking out there to get people into trouble all the time, or to point out their faults. That's all people seem to want to do these days, doesn't it? Do you not think? Gary Ross said she must have had a good pulse. He thought, possibly. Peter Palawoda is pleased to report he will not be dying soon. He's going to carry on fighting. Good. Adam, talking about great things. Have you seen on Channel 4 on Friday? They're doing a programme on Are You Being Served? Can't wait to see you at 9 o'clock on Friday. No, I didn't know that. It's 9 o'clock on Friday, is it? You make sure you remind us all about that on Friday morning, please, Adam. I'd like to see that. Peter Palawoda, bring back Bernard Manning. Hilarious. See, I loved all those old jokes and things, or the way they told jokes. Bernard Manning, Jim Davidson, all those people like that. I thought they were hilarious. Plenty of gay jokes in there. Well, I was never offended. It's just funny. It's funny. It's just these people with no blooming senses of humour. And there's more and more of them all the time. We're living in different times, says Media Mate. Yes, I absolutely. Foxy Lady, this new generation is just a joke. You can't say anything about someone being offended. Well, it's not just the young people, Foxy Lady. You know, it's those people in their 30s and 40s. They're at it as well. It must be because they're the people running the blooming BBC, innit? You know. Oh, dear. I don't know. Right, we're going to do the raffle after this little story here. John Lewis. How much do we like... Are we allowed to go in John Lewis anymore? Or is that closed because it's too British? Are we not allowed to go there anymore? Oh, it's a bit too British. We're going to have to close you down. In the Daily Mail this morning, John Lewis is set to remove its never knowingly undersold price promise as it moves towards a digital-first sales model. Wow, haven't they always had that slogan, never knowingly undersold? So if you bought something from there, I don't know, a week later you found it cheaper somewhere, you could just tell them and they'd send you the money back or a voucher. I don't know how it works. Dame Sharon White is the first woman to run John Lewis in its 156-year-old history as the new chairman. Now, you see, again, to me, the fact that it's a lady, that is an irrelevant comment. Irrelevant. It's like saying, oh, the singer today is gay, or the singer today is black, or the singer today is a woman. It's just another singer. Yeah? So I don't know why they always go on about, oh, this is going to be a woman today, or this is going to be a gay, and on, you know. Anyway, she's a new chairman and is looking at how she can improve on the slogan to fit with the company's change in direction. The High Street Giants' 95-year-old slogan. 95 years they've had this. Is it change again for the sake of change? Someone's gone in there and they want to stamp their mark on it, don't they? You know how they do. It vows only to match prices with bricks and mortar shops, not the online rivals who have come to dominate the market. Now, admittedly, I am part of one of those people that is damaging John Lewis because I order everything on Amazon. That being said, there's nothing more delightful, really, some afternoons than going to a John Lewis and walking around. I love it. And if I like something in there, I will buy it there. I'm not one of those people, and this is what's doing the damage to these places. People go in places like John Lewis, probably, I wouldn't say, maybe not Harrods and Selfridges, places like that. Certainly John Lewis in other parts of the country. They go and look at the television. They then go and get the excellent demonstrations that they do. And then they say, well, we'll go away and think about it. And they come back home and immediately go on Amazon, AO.com, something like that, find the telly that they like the look of in John Lewis and buy it there because it's 20 quid cheaper. Forgetting that John Lewis would have given you a 5-year free guarantee. That's what's doing the damage. I love walking around a John Lewis or a Selfridges, something like that. I love it. I can spend an entire day in Selfridges. Love it. And I'll usually come out with something. I won't come back home and match it up on the computer. You'll be sorry when all these places have gone. I'm telling you that now. When we are forced to just order, one day we'll just order everything from one company. You can see it happening with Amazon now. They're doing food now. You can order anything off Amazon. Perhaps you can't order a house. I don't think you can buy houses on there, but I'm sure that will come. They'll have their own little online estate agency, won't they? Anyway, this boss, what's her name? Dame Sharon White. Online sales have increased from 40 to 60% during the pandemic, meaning the promise is not necessarily reflected in the majority of its sales. And there's a picture of, what's her name? Dame Sharon White. She looks ever so nice. She looks like a friendly lady. Do you know what I mean? She does look like a really friendly lady. It goes on to say, we are reviewing it because shoppers are shopping in different ways. She told the Sunday Times, but she would not speculate on any potential new slogans. The former Ofcom chief is also looking to forge a partnership with an online rival such as Amazon to deliver Waitrose food, because Amazon and John Lewis is the same main firm, isn't it? Company will end its partnership with delivery provider Ocado in September because they're switching to Marks and Spencer's stuff, aren't they? I always thought Waitrose owned Ocado, but it wasn't the case apparently. Why haven't Waitrose got their own deliveries? It's a bit odd, that, isn't it? Really? You think? Because John Lewis they've got their own vans, haven't they? Why haven't Waitrose got their own vans? Why did they partner up with someone else to deliver their stuff rather than have their own vans? It's odd, that, isn't it? Now, this is interesting, what she says. Again, going back to that whole black thing we were talking about earlier. Britain's highest... Because she is, in fact, black. You may have noticed I didn't mention her because I don't consider it relevant. I don't consider colour and what way you swing relevant. I really don't. But it says in the Daily Mirror, Britain's highest profile black businesswoman said she rejected the black, Asian and minority ethnic label. I hate it because it feels you're sort of bringing together lots of very disparate backgrounds. I'd love to get a place where having labels of colour or heritage is just an irrelevance. And that is where I sit. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant whether you're man, girl, straight, gay, black, white. Don't care. Are you the right person for the job? Then you get the job. If that means 9 white people and there's only 1 Chinese person there because the 9 people are better at the job than the 1 Chinese, then that's just how it is. Similarly, if there were, 9 black people there and only 1 white person because those 9 black people were better at the job than that one, then so be it. So be it. To me, the whole colour thing and everything else is completely and utterly irrelevant. But when you've got companies like the BBC and that, this will, you only need to, and we've seen the adverts like that. We've seen adverts asking for a specific minority to apply for the jobs, thus brushing out everyone else. Anyway, she goes on to say she's also faced sniping over her lack of business experience, having spent most of her career in the civil service, albeit with an economics degree. But Dame Sharon believes her fresh eyes, bright eyes, burning like fire. Dame Sharon believes her fresh eyes can see clearly. She can see clearly now the rain has gone. She can see clearly while John Lewis has lost its mojo and how to bring it back. So she's, how old is she? Did I say 35? Does it say how old she is there? It doesn't say how old she is there. Let's have a look at her. I'd put her at about 40. I'd put her about 40, maybe a little bit older than that. She's already slated Pippa Wicks, who's second in command at the Co-op, to run John Lewis, and Sainsbury's James Bailey to head Waitrose. She's had a go at him, hasn't she? Good on you, girl. Well, we'll see what happens there. But again, another little change to something that's kind of been around for years and years, isn't it? That being said, John Lewis aren't doing very well, are they? They didn't make much money last year. Didn't they just make a little bit of profit? Because everyone's online. Everyone's online. Adam says, I believe the pandemic has changed the high street forever. Before the pandemic, I used to be a regular shopper on the high street. Now I order everything online and only use the shop to check items. Yes, the bloke, what's his name now? He was on Dragon's Den. He's in charge of Ryman's. You know the bloke with the glasses? Patelwing? Is he Greek or... Oh, God, what's his name now? The bloke... Hang on a minute. In charge of Ryman's. Bloke with the glasses. Oh. Who owns... Come on, which dragon? Theopathetes, that's it, Theopathetes. Theopathetes, who owns Ryman's, he was having a little bit of an interview some months ago now, actually, and he was saying the thing is, with the high street, it's on a decline, and it will continue being on a decline, he reckons. It will just continue being on decline. What the virus has done is speed it up by about 10 to 15 years. That's what he said. So you're quite right there. You're quite right there. Mark, irrelevant. Colour and everything else is completely irrelevant. It's the person. Is the person right for the job? If so, they should have the job. Man, woman, whatever. They clearly think she's right for the job, so fine. Fine. Amazon is bigger than some countries' fiscal budgets. I'm sure it is. Morning, Mark. Oh, I haven't put your hair on the system. Sorry, Mark. Mark's got a new hairdo. I meant to put that on there. Sorry, Mark. I haven't done that yet. Paul and Lou, Amazon don't pay enough tax. Yeah, they've got to look at that at some point, haven't they? Anyone seen the Comedians or the Will Tappers and Shunters Social Club? Yes, indeed, I did. I've seen that. Stan Boardman did jokes about the Germans too. He did. And they were funny. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Always one for rules, Adrian. Always one for rules. The hospital worker breached confidentiality. About time you have phone number. It's meant to secure and safe that no one has access to call them. It's private and confidential and under data protection. But he fancied her. Always one for rules and regulations. Our Adrian there. Morning, Adrian. All right, what else have we got? We're going to do the raffle. Should we do the raffle? Let's see who's going to win today, boys and girls. It's time to do the raffle for this week's fridge. It's a bit cold in here. Why has it got... This is really cold, this. Hang on a minute. I've got the aircon on, haven't I? Where's the thing gone? I turned it off for a while. I've got Tory air conditioning in here. Tories don't have fans. We have air conditioning. All right, here we go then. Are you ready for the raffle? Who's going to win, my darlings? Which person is win? Now, I just want to point out, I'm not particularly picking out any raffle ticket just because you're a man or a woman or gay or straight or black or white. It's all irrelevant when it comes to my raffle. Look at little Shania. She's so excited, aren't you, darling? Because she hasn't got a fridge magnet, have you, my love? There you go. Also, Catholic or Church of England, doesn't really matter. Everyone's welcome in the raffle. We don't care. All right. Ready? Here we go, gorgeous people. Here comes the drum roll. Right, I hope you wrote down your numbers. I have one ticket with me there. One ticket, and it's ticket number 601. Ba 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 ba. 601. Who's got ticket number 601 for this week's raffle? Let me know, boys and girls. Check your numbers. And all these tickets now go in here for the next Super Draw, which is coming soon, next Monday. The next Super Draw. There we go. Super Draw there. Who's on ticket number 601? Methodists, all welcome, darling. Methodists, Church of England, Mormons, Muslims, Buddhists, Jewish people, all welcome to this show. What you do on a Sunday or a Friday is entirely up to you. We don't care. Just please be here and help me with my numbers. They're dropping like flies here, dear. Have we ever had a text in yet from my nephew? I'm waiting for a text from my nephew to tell us his latest subscriber count. Congratulations, Daniel Holmes. It is indeed you. 601 is Mr. Daniel Holmes. There he is. Well done, Daniel. Please immediately rush to your email system and send me an email, my love, with your full postal address. Because, well, actually, you have won either one of those or... Oh, they're all down there. Just a moment, please. Have I got one up here? No. Oh, there they are. Or you can have a couple of stickers. You can have either that or 2 stickers. What would you like, Daniel? Let us know, darling, and send me an email there, and I shall post that in for the thing there. Baptists, all welcome, darling. Everyone's welcome, my loves. All vicars matters. All vicars matter. Not in South Belfast. Losers matter. Losers matter. And once again, we send commiserations. We once again send commiserations to Paul and Lou, who have once again lost. Thank you to Peter Paliwoda, who's looking after the likes this morning there. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, Adam the Plumber is offended. I didn't mention spiritualist churches. Spiritualist churches are very welcome as well. Any other religions people want to talk about? Oh, what's the Star Wars religion? What are they called? Seriously, it's like a Star Wars thing. I can't remember what that is now. Star Wars. The fridge magnet. Okay, Daniel, just pop us your address there, and that'll be in the post for you later on today, actually, or when I go down to the post office to post off someone won a water bottle this week as well. And check out our new water bottles. Oh, yes, baby. Okay. Super Chatter raffle is the next raffle. That's on Thursday this week, gang. Every time you send £1 Super Chat, you'll get a free raffle ticket, and you'll win possibly this clock here. Okay, this lovely clock. Can you see it? UK Lockdown 2020. I know some of you have already got a clock, but you won't have this one. This is the first one of this I've done. I haven't done any more of these yet, so there we are. Okay. There we go. John, oh, you were so close, John, weren't you, darling? Look. Have you got the what's that called? Dyslexic thing with numbers. I've got that. I sometimes switch the numbers around in my head and don't realise. You've got some nice pictures, Chris. Pictures of what, Mark? What pictures are you looking at, my love? What pictures of me or something else? It's not a man pumped here. Well, it could. Not for me, it wouldn't be anyway. No way I'd get that in that small opening. How much have you spent in a bar before? Can I ask you that question? What's the most you've ever spent in a bar? When I was DJing in Heaven in London, some of the youngsters would think nothing of spending 150 quid in a night out in a bar. And I'm like, wow, that's 8 years ago. 150. I'd die if I spent more than 20 quid in a bar. I'd be upset if I spent more than 10 quid. 150 quid they used to spend. Well, one of the Manchester United, always remember to listen to the stories, because they might come up in the quiz. Well, this is because of this story. Manchester United and England star Harry Maguire has been arrested in Mykonos after claims he went on a 3-day bender and racked up a huge bar tab. All right, that's the only bit of the story I'm going to do. The rights and wrongs of what he did. Not really interested in that. He's been a naughty boy, but nevertheless, he's reportedly racked up a £63,000 bar tab as part of a 3-day bender leading up to his arrest. £63,000 bar tab. I reckon even Mark Bowles wouldn't build that much up. If you were taking me up, Mark, I wouldn't ask for anything like that. Maybe one glass of champagne. But don't you be feeding me extra drink, my darling, so you can have your wicked way with me. I'm not easy, you know. Just want to point that out. I'm not easy. Not easy. Yes. I'll have that little glass of champagne. You'll be tipping in little bits of vodka so that I don't struggle too much. I know your game. My mum's told me about men like you. I'm not here to be used. What's the most you've ever spent in a bar? Think back if you may. Have you ever got home the next day? It's usually on cards, you see. This is the beauty of cards. when it comes to pubs, the managers of pubs like nothing better than to see someone run out of actual cash and start using the card, because they just lose track of how much they've spent and they just keep handing over this bit of plastic. If you don't want to spend too much in a pub, you take out with you £20 cash. When it's gone, you're done. You can't have a bill. Most people, it's got to be said, they were struggling to pay my wages at the pub sometimes, because everyone was paying with cards. It's not a massive amount I used to get in wages. I was happy with what I got, very happy. Very, very grateful for receiving a wage for basically enjoying myself and playing music. But nevertheless, most people were paying in cards. It would come to the end of the night, they had to go around a couple of tills to get the wages. There was hardly any cash at all. What's the most you remember spending in a bar? Anyone? Mark Bowles has spent £150 in a pub before. God. You must have felt that, Mark. It's an awful lot of money in it. Peter Paliwoda was in Switzerland. 4 drinks. £90 in 1979. Gosh. 4 drinks. Adrian's was a barman, wasn't he? Anyone else? What else have you... Maybe most of you don't go in bars. Gary Ross says Scottish people spend nothing. Is that right? I don't believe that for one moment. Morning, Christopher Williams. Hello to you, sir. Come on, what else have you spent there? Tell me. That's when he worked at the club as well. I think you felt 150 quid. So much money to spend on booze and drinking it. Seriously, I don't think I've ever spent more than 20 or 30 quid in a pub. Ever. It's a long, long time since I sat in a pub. I used to go to a place called the Telegraph, which was on Putney Heath. I believe it's closed now. The last people bought it, tried to make a go of it, and they couldn't make a go of it. I think it's gone now. It was in a beautiful place. It was right on the edge of Wimbledon Common, Putney Heath, which kind of becomes Wimbledon Common as you cross the road. If you see what I mean. Anyone been there? A Telegraph in on Putney Heath. I'm sure it's gone now. Let's have a look. Telegraph, Putney Heath. I'm sure it's gone now. I've got a website there. One moment, please. Oh, no, that's Putney Heath. That's Putney Heath. Oh, it's still there. It is still there. It's still there. Oh, that's good, isn't it? But it doesn't look like it used to look, I must say. Oh, that's good. I might go up there one day. That's where we used to go, the Telegraph. Me and a few friends. I did a disco up there. Worst fight I ever experienced. Not towards me. I was doing a soul night there. It went really well. It got busy really quickly. Like, we started one week and by the third week it was packed. And then it kicked off one night. So I think there was someone either chatted up someone's girlfriend or someone nicked someone else's drink. Well, it kicked off. Glasses, chairs, tables flying everywhere. And I had people from both sides come over to me and said, all right, DJ, yeah, just get under the table. You'll be fine. You're not involved in this. So I did. Right. And when it finished, police came. When it finished, I got up from under the table. The place was a bomb site. Glasses, tables, all smashed and everything. No one touched my DJ equipment. I couldn't believe it. Not one item of mine was touched. Because you see, I wasn't involved in it and they knew that. I don't think that would be the case now. They just pick up anything and throw it now, don't they? Paul and Lou, only £1.50 for a pint of bitter. Gosh. Wow. John Aitken, footballers have more money than sense. It's ridiculous. I agree. Denise, don't know how people remember what they spent. I forgot what I did yesterday. It's an age thing. No, it's not, Denise. I know where every penny goes. Don't worry about that, Denise, my love. Mandy Davenport, I remember the 20 royals for £1 and 10 royals for 50p. Mick Davenport, £95 in 2 hours nightclubbing in 1997. That's too much, Mick. Far too much, dear. That was the worst pub fight I've ever seen. Gosh. Back to the Daily Mirror. Poor little dog. A Labrador who... Here, take notice of this one, Denise. Denise is in charge of ducks on this channel. Let me just have my peels. Time for peels. Where are we now? There we are. Take note of this one, Denise. She's in charge of ducks on this channel. A Labrador who really liked chasing ducks had to be rescued by firefighters after swimming in pursuit the birds for more than half a mile and showed no signs of stopping. He couldn't get back. A crew from the Victorian Fire and Rescue in Australia were taking part in a routine exercise on the Maribyrnong River when they were approached and asked to help out with a real-life situation. The distressed dog owner told the firefighters that her dog had been chasing ducks and jumped into the river before swimming it away. The black Labrador, named Indy, had quickly swum out of sight, leaving her owner panicked. Oh, poor little thing. You need one of those drones to follow people around, don't you? Was it my nephew the other day? My nephew was saying that burglars now use drones to look in people's houses to see if it's worth going in there or not. Yeah. Perhaps we should all close our curtains now. You think about it. Little thing flying along there to look in your windows while you're out. Oh, I'd love to catch something like that, wouldn't you? If you just grab hold of that drone, I'd love that. And just take it away. Would they have... I bet they'd have the gall to knock on your door and say, have you found a drone? No. Already in boats, the crew set up along the river in search of Indy, with a passerby directing them to a lake almost 1 kilometre away where he'd spotted her. They headed off and found Indy, who, despite the long swim, didn't appear tired, was still paddling along and still chasing ducks. Quack, 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 quack. Poor thing. She was in no hurry to be rescued and denied her game of chase, but firefighters used their boats to corner her before lifting her on board. Probably could never have made it back again. Are they funny when they swim, dogs? Because they've only got little paws, so I suppose they don't go along very fast, do they? Did you learn the doggy paddle at school, did you? Is that the first swimming thing you did? Is it? Oh, I love it. To the relief of the ducks, the fire crew said she was safely returned to her owner, who was grateful the dog had been found. I think the ducks were probably very grateful that the dog was rescued at that point and taken out of attacking them. Oh dear. John Aitken always got his drink for free when he was a barman. Everyone paid for them in tips. Oh yeah, all right. We know you were good looking. I might have had my eye on you at one point, Paul. Mark, John, might have done 20 or 30 years ago. I might have looked at you in that way. Might have. Peter Paliwoda on the subject of fights. The Morton Hops in Finchley High Road attempted murder charge after a fight Christmas Eve. Oh, awful. Awful. Tourists are taking advantage of Tower Bridge. Now, which one of you overweight people have been on Tower Bridge at the weekend? Was it you? I had messages. People said, were you on Tower Bridge the other day? How rude. Someone overweight has been on Tower Bridge. Yes, people have been making the most of a rare opportunity in the metro this morning to stand in the middle of London's Tower Bridge after it was closed to traffic for a second day. The famous landmark got stuck open yesterday. Come on, someone fat has been standing on there. They couldn't open the damn thing. Couldn't close it, rather. Got stuck. What's the problem? What's that film where a bus jumps across it? Is that a Carry On film? Ray Reynolds would know that. I don't know if you're with us, Ray. There's a film. There is definitely a film out, a very old film, where the bridge is open like this and a bus jumps across it when the bridge is open. I think it's going so fast, the bridge starts to open and it's too late for the bloke to slam on his brakes, so he puts his foot down, jumps over. The famous landmark got stuck. Was it yesterday? Hang on a minute. Let me just check the date on this, loves. 23. Yes, got stuck open on Saturday, but it was fixed at about 5:30 yesterday afternoon, giving people a 24-hour period to conduct a once-in-a-decade photo shoot. Not knowing quite what to do with all the space, tourists and Londoners alike threw themselves into the air with wild abandon. That's because they had no marches to go on. Perhaps we should have a march every day. Is it the Extinction Rebellion next week? Is it? They're doing something, aren't they? Bless their hearts, darling. Have we seen the mess them dirty people leave? Oh, let's save the planet. Then they leave, and the rubbish men have to come and clear up the disgusting. It's just people getting together for a party. I'm convinced of that. All these marches and all that they do, it's just a load of people getting together for a party. That's all it is. Not knowing quite what to do, but there wasn't any yesterday because they've all gone to the bridge instead. Perhaps they should have something to do. We could have a little fun fair in the middle of London once a week for all these protesters to go. That might shut them up for 5 minutes. Not knowing quite what to do with all the space, tourists and Londoners alike threw themselves into the air with wild abandon as they enjoyed messing around on the crossing that usually hosts up to 21,000 cars a day. Others went for the classic, let's make it look like we're holding this thing up, as mechanics urgently tried to fix the faults in the bridge mechanism, which meant it wouldn't close. Not something I'd be very good. My brother-in-law would be very interested in having a go at London Bridge, I think. Tower Bridge, rather. He'd be under there working it out, because he can do those things. Incidentally, boys and girls, talking to my brother-in-law, the video of the hang on a minute. The video of the strange and mysterious spooky house is now available for you to see. Created by brother-in-law Martin Butler on the Butler's Empire channel and starring my sister Sharon Butler, great-nephew Harry Butler, great-niece Evie Butler, and nephew Gary Butler, and international celebratory renowned television personality and entertainer me is now up and available for your viewing. Just go on to the YouTube and type in Butler's Empire and you'll find there the video of the haunted house. And I must say, I make a very good appearance in that, especially at the end, where I do my horror look. Anyway, back to this story about Tower Bridge there. Not wanting to miss out, some decided to take pictures of themselves. Drivers in London were perhaps not quite so pleased at the prospect of another days of traffic delays after the fault caused gridlock in the city, as it would indeed do. Gosh. But it's stuck. Is there a picture of it being stuck? There's some young people jumping up in here. They look like the TikTok chavs. I wonder if that's TikTok chavs there. Where's the picture of it stuck then? I can't see. There's just various people. There isn't one of it stuck open. You would have thought there'd be a picture of it stuck open somewhere, wouldn't you? That I could show you, but there isn't. You can't really see it stuck. Well, you can. Hang on, this picture here. Have we had an update from Gary Butler yet? We haven't. Perhaps he's got no extra subscribers today. Oh, 1 minute. Let's get a picture of this bridge. It's not. You don't see both sides of it, but I can see where it's coming. You would have thought you'd see both sides. There you go. So they pulled these gates across. See, it's like stuck up. It's got stuck in that position. They could have had that. Young people would have desired to try jumping across that, wouldn't they, eh? They absolutely would desire to jump across. They should have done them challenges and things like that. There's Martin there. There we go. There's the full link there, okay? Just click on that link and that's it. Mandy Davenport says protests are just one big free-for-all. You're right there. They certainly are. One big free-for-all. John Aitken said you could never take your eyes off my bum. I don't think so, John. Now, you see, I think you're going a little bit too far there, darling. I said I was often looking at you. I didn't say I could never take my eyes off your bum, darling. God's sake, man, what's wrong with these people? Pubs. Mick Davenport, my ex-squaddy brother-in-law, used to go out with a £5 and come back paralytic. Oh, it was cheap. Good morning to George Bond joining us there. It was cheap if you bought stuff in an army place. I used to do a little mobile disco. I did it, I think, 3 times for the TA group in... Oh, God. Sutton, I think it was. A TA group in Sutton. Yeah, and they were paralytic in it. It was so cheap. It was that their beer is so cheap at the army places. That was a good job. The only thing was that particular job, it was all right. And the lads were fine with me and everything. The only thing is it went on. You know, you were booked as like 12 and then, could you do another hour, you know? They were always very generous, always paid for it. Yeah, okay, do it at 1 o'clock. And you get to 1 o'clock. Would you stay another hour? 1 o'clock. And it would go on and on all night. And at this point, everyone's completely drunk. No one's really dancing, so you're kind of not doing an awful lot, really. But you're tired. You start getting tired, don't you? Morning, Martin. Naked man. Who's looking at naked men? In the Daily Star this morning, police have issued a warning to be on the lookout for a cheeky hill walker. It's not Theresa May, is it, by any chance? A cheeky hill walker who has been spotted roaming around completely naked. No, it's not me over the forest. The alert has been issued to cover beauty spots in Staffordshire and Cheshire following sightings of a naked man wearing only footwear and a bum bag. I don't like those, do you, bum bags? I've got a little blue bag that I have over my shoulder. Cheshire Police have requested the public to be vigilant and to report any sightings of the naked man as they try to build a description of him. How would you describe a naked man, I wonder? You know, big or small sort of thing, I suppose, wouldn't it? Oh, dear. It must be quite painful running around naked, but flopping around everywhere, wouldn't it? Sharing what little description they already have of the individual, cops appear to have taken a special interest in one of the few defining marks on the man, describing a bum bag that he uses to conceal his little bit. And describing it as teeny weeny. Stoke-Trent Live shared a statement and details from the police who hope the public will be able to help identify. The police told the site, it appears we have a naked man in our midst who likes to run around the most rural areas with his crown jewels on show, or maybe partly obscured by a teeny tiny bum bag. Isn't it funny what some people just go and do? I just don't get it. Adam, when I used to go out night clubbing at Turnmills trade, I used to go out with £20 and come back with at least £60 or £70. People used to drop money on the floor because they were off their heads. Is that right, Adam? Oh, I don't know. Yes, I mentioned, George, I think you need to watch whole shows rather than bits and pieces because you miss all the news. Then you come back later on and ask the same stuff as what we've been talking about. Last week I read out an email from Gary's British Talk Station. Harry Maguire, we've done that story, haven't we? One more story, and then we'll dish out to today's raffle tickets, all right? Now, what's it like, girls and boys, when you're out or you're at home and you want an ice cream, but it might be your last one and you've got children around? In the metro this morning, eating a treat in front of a toddler usually means having to give some of it up. Mummy, can I have a bit of your chocolate? Am I right, girls? Forget eating some enjoyable chocolate in peace of mind with a little one around. One mum has shared her hack to enjoy snacks without her daughter seeing. This lady shared a picture of an ice cream bar hidden behind a lettuce leaf and said, the real reason I buy lettuce, hidden in plain sight. She doesn't even notice me. By using the lettuce, her daughter thinks she's actually eating something healthy and doesn't pester her for more. Her post quickly went viral with over 120,000 shares and 25,000 comments. Other parents love the idea. One comment said, we need to add lettuce to the shopping list. Someone else said, I honestly need to start doing this. Someone else, genius, I have both of these and will try immediately. She hides the ice cream behind a lettuce leaf. I've got to show you this. Well, we haven't had an update from Gary Butler today. Gary, come on, Gary. Chop. He's not watching, is he? He can't be watching. Where's the update of your viewers? Here, look. This is what she does. What a nasty old bag that is, dear. Shoving that in her mouth with her poor little children sitting there starving and hungry. She hides the biscuit, ice cream biscuit, behind the lettuce leaf. God, isn't that awful? Poor children. Poor children, that's what I say. Toffee apples, 5 a day. Yes, please, Peter. I like a toffee apple. John Aitken, you said in Earl's Court at Harpo's, I had the sexiest bum you'd ever seen. Yeah, but that was before I looked at myself in the mirror. John. How many years ago is Harpo's? Gosh. 28? Must be 28, 27 to 28 years ago. Gosh. Not a long time ago, eh? Right, who wants a raffle ticket? Speak now. And I shall give you a free raffle ticket. Got 2 texts here. Mark Bowles. Maureen first. 692 for Maureen. Have I got the right colour ones? Hang on a minute. Don't want to mix them up. Yes, there we are. 692 for Maureen. 693 for Mark Bowles. Shania. 694. Excuse me. McDavenport, 695. Gary Davidson, 696. Jason Hughes, 697. You've been quiet today, Jason. Good morning to you, sir. Paul and Lou, our losers, 698. Paul and Lou, Diane Jebb, 699. Mari Lowe, 700. Denise, 701. Daniel Holmes, 792. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Did I read out the correct numbers there? Denise Andrews, 701. Daniel Holmes, 702. Heidi Young, 703. Michael Pullman, 704. Anyone else? Oh, I think we've jumped. Have we jumped? Diane, Mari, Denise, Daniel, Heidi, Michael, Jason. Anyone else? Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now or forever hold thy tongue. And while you're deciding whether or not you've got a raffle ticket, today's birthdays. 5 birthdays today. Here we go. Jackie Minnis. Hello, Jackie Minnis. is 55 years old. Big happy birthday to you, Jackie, on this Monday morning. Ian Armstrong today is 51 years old. Jade Monroe is a nice young 27 years old. Happy birthday, Jade. Kirsty McMorland today is 30 years old. And Tyto Hernandez today is 41 years old. Happy birthday to all of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Just a few more raffle tickets to give out, boys and girls. Christopher Williams, you get 712. John Sexy Bum Aitken gets 711. And Gary Ross gets 705. I don't know why those numbers are out of order. Oh, I pulled out a different page. That's all right. Numbers are irrelevant anyway. Okay, so the order is irrelevant. Make sure you write those numbers down because you will need those numbers when we do the raffle next Monday. Remember that I don't read you the names on a Monday, only the numbers. Okay, righty-ho. Well, it's time for our daily game of bingo, boys and girls. Are you ready to play our daily game of bingo? As always, gang, the way the bingo works, we only play for a full house. It's up to you to make sure that we are playing for a full house and not anything else. Just got a little problem with the bingo thing again, which keeps happening, doesn't it? Let's see if that fixes it. Where's that gone? Have I got the bingo thing up there? There it is. Why does this keep happening? Oh, there's the thing. Maybe I'll have to switch to that first and then switch back to the other one. I don't know. Oh, there it is. That's there now. Funny, I think I have to switch that on before that comes up there, okay? So we're playing for full house as always, gang. Okay? Mark off all the numbers on your ticket. As soon as you've got all the numbers marked off, shout bingo in the chat box. You'll only have 1.5 minutes to claim. When I see someone's won, I stop the game. You then have 1.5 minutes to claim. And the prize is another raffle ticket for next week's big raffle. Okay? Here we go then. Eyes down. If for some reason you don't claim within that 1.5 minutes and we've moved on to the next number, then you've missed it. Okay? Doesn't matter what the reason is. You're running behind us, didn't type it fast enough, something went wrong in the system. Doesn't matter. If you don't claim within that time, you've missed it. Here we go then. First number coming out now, 3 and 9, 39. All right. 4 and 8, 48. 5 and 8, 58. 4 and 3, 43. 3 and 2, 32. 2 and 9, 29. 6 and 2, 62. Just a reminder, gang, if anyone didn't get their raffle ticket this morning, or their bingo ticket rather, then you probably won at some point last week. So you've fallen off the system. If you found that this morning, then just email me on the usual email address. Say, please re-add me to the system, and I'll be very happy to do that for you. Okay? 6 and 2, 62. All on its own, number 9. 8 and 7, 87. 2 and 6, 26. 4 and 9, 49. 1 and 7, 17. Unlucky for some, 1 and 3, 13. 2 and 7, 27. 3 and 7, 37. Boris's Den, number 10. All the 7s, 77. 7 and 1, 71. 1 and 2, 12. 5-0, blind 50. 8 and 1, 81. 7 and 6, 76. All on its own, number 4. 1 and 4, 14. 7 and 8, 78. All on its own, number 5. 4-0, blind 40. 2-0, blind 20. 2 fat morbidly obese Chris's, 88. 2 and 8, 28. 1 and 9, 19. Buh, buh. 1 and 8, 18. 6 and 7, 67. 2 little ducks, 22. John, didn't you hear your ticket number? I better not read it out, actually. Here's your ticket number, John. Look at the screen, darling. Okay, John Aitken, 711. Oh, I've read it out now. There's your ticket number. Perhaps you didn't hear that earlier. 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 6 and 1, 61. All the 5s, 55. Buh, buh. Top of the shop, blind 90. 5 and 2, 52. All the 6s, 66. Come on, gang, let's see you click those fingers together. Click, 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 click. 2 and 5, 25. All on its own, 1 little duck, number 2, quack. I've decided I'm going out for a bike ride today. Go out for a bike ride, then I can go down there, the sorting office and I actually need some paint as well. I need a bit of paint for the caravan. 5 and 7, 57. 3 and 6, 36. All the 4s, 44. Buh, buh. 6 and 5, 65. Ba-da-ba-ba. 7-0, blind 70. 8 and 2, 82. 8 and 6, 86. 6 and 4, 64. All the 1s, legs 11. All on its own, poor little number 7. It's so sad. All on its own. 6 and 9, 69. 4 and 6, 46. Yes, indeed, Shania. 2 and 4, 24. 5 and 1, 51. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 4 and 2, 42. Buh, buh. 4 and 7, 47. We're still lacking on likes this morning, aren't we? Very disappointing. I will require... We've got 17 at the moment. I will require 5 more likes to continue the game. Thank you very much. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. 5 more likes. We're at 17 at the moment. Got to get to 22. Thank you. Da, 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 da. Very good. Nearly there. Got 19 now. Come on. Only 2 more. Come on. Come on. 2 more likes. Or no more numbers. 2 more likes or no more numbers. Oh! Go on. Go on. Do it. Right, okay, here comes your next number. Thank you. Why is it that you have to do something to get them, don't you? The likes, as I've said to you before, the likes to me are irrelevant, right? To whether you like this or not. But it does something with the YouTube algorithms and pushes you kind of up a list there in the vain hope that you get more people watching. 6 and 3, 63. 3 and 1, 31. 8 and 5, 85. Thank you for your likes. 4 and 5, 45. 1 fat morbidly obese Chris, number 8. 7 and 2, 72. 1 and 5, 15. We have a winner on 15. Let's bring up the clock. And you have 1.5 minutes to claim your prize. Let's see a prize get claimed. Want to see a prize claimed? Aye. Da, 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 da. Might as well do my raffle tickets while I'm waiting for this to happen, mightn't I? There we are. Who's won today? Who's won the bingo? Ba 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 da 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 da. Baby face, baby face, you baby face. Da 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 da. Come on, we got a winner. Who's won? Claim your prize, people. Let's have a little tidy up while I'm waiting. Come on, hurry up. Claim. Who wants to win the script from today's show? That's the script. No, we're not going to have a claim. Come on. Oh. Da 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 da. I don't think they're gonna be here. No. Continuing on for a winner. Here comes your next number. 3 and 5, 35. 5 and 3, 53. 8 and 4, 84. 6 and 8, 68. 7 and 9, 79. All on its own, little number 6. All the threes, 33. All on its own, number 1. 80, blind 80. 4 and 1, 41. 30, blind 30. 5 and 4, 54. 7 and 3, 73. 3 and 8, 38. There's not many numbers left. 1 and 6, sweet 16. There's hardly any numbers left, you know. There we go. 2 and 1, 21. So we got another winner on 21, please. If you're winning on 21, please claim now, my darlings. 2 winners on 21. Are you there? Ba ba da 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 da. Chop chop, dears, chop chop. Da 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 da. Thank you, Colin. Colin K claiming in there, my friend. And Daniel Holmes as well. Yes, you're both there. Fantastic. Fantastic. Here's your winning numbers. Colin K first. 8, 11, 19. Last number 21, Colin. 28, 31, 42, 46, 52, 64, 69, 70, 77, 81 and 90. Well done, Colin K. You get another raffle ticket, Colin. 713 for you, Colin. Colin K, 713. There you go. All right. And also Daniel Holmes on there with 5, 8, 14, 20. Last number 21. 35, 39, 40, 41, 52, 58, 65, 77, 79 and 90. Well done, Daniel Holmes. 714 for you. There you go. 2 extra raffle tickets going out on this morning's show. There you go. There's yours there, Daniel. Okay, how did you do with that one? Anyone else struggling there? Excellent. 2 there. And lots of people congratulating you, which is always nice. It's nice when people congratulate people, isn't it? I like that. All right, gang. Well, there we are. That's it for our little show this morning on this Monday morning. Now, don't forget, we've got our quiz night tomorrow. I shall be recording the music round a little bit later on that one. Don't forget, do check out the haunted house, the spooky house video on the Butler's Empire channel. If you just scroll up within the chat box, you'll see a direct link to that sent in by Retro Restore, which is Martin, my brother-in-law. Okay, check that one out later. And I think that's it, really. Yes, I'm going down to the post box now to send off Daniel's fridge magnet and also someone's water bottle that they won last night. Oh, Denise missed the bingo. Are you all right, Denise? Oh, dear. Sorry you're not very well, my darling. Sorry you're not well there, Denise. Get well soon, my love. I hope you're all well and fit and proper for tomorrow morning. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching and listening on this Monday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.